Oh yes, I'll read the stage direction just before. It says, Emperor Palpatine strikes Luke Skywalker with lightning that flows through his hands. Luke falls, Darth Vader rises. Then Luke says, oh agony, as well he might. Mark should be here to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, he's in the building somewhere. Okay, here we go. Young fool, 'tis only now in this thy final living moment thou dost comprehend thy folly and my might. Thy feeble skills are nothing when compared to all the power of the dark side. Thou dost pay the rightful price for thy severe and utter lack of vision. Aye, thy debt is due, and I am both thy creditor and thy collector too. What thou hast not repaid with thy belief, I shall exact from thine own flesh. And oh, what joy it brings to charge thee thus, my payment justly earned, to wound me, hurt me, break me, and at the last, to bring thee to the death that I am owed. And then of course, the lightning. Still mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Was that fantastic?
Did you get that okay?
I had the best seat in the house because the lights were, it was beautiful, and that was so great. The second you do that voice, there is a strange power and hum in the room. Did y'all feel that energy? We all went, it's him. Oh no. Thank you for indulging.
It's a pleasure. It's interesting to do it, I know with a microphone here, a very powerful one, but it's interesting to do it live, as it were, to an audience, rather than, of course I wouldn't have done it like that in a million years in a movie. It was much quieter, much more intimate.
And what do you think of that? That's a pretty good translation.
I think it is good, yes,
Yeah.
I think he's done very well.
Very well.
The verse is good, and every now and again you get a sneaky little rhyme, which is good.
That is wonderful. Well, would you mind if you indulge us now and take some questions from the council here?
I'd be happy to.
And now, questions from the council.
All right. Mark, Daniel, DJ Elliott, you guys are out there somewhere. I see Elliott right over here, and he has a question.
Yes, sir.
Who do you got there, Elliott?
What's your name, sir? Pete. And where are you from?
Florida.
All right, what's your question?
All right. When you told Anakin that you had the power to keep people alive, was there any chance that taking Padme's life to keep Anakin alive, was that part of the thought processes with George Lucas?
I think he wanted it to be a real dilemma for Anakin. It wasn't just, he had a weakness in his character and a difficult upbringing in history that made him susceptible to my awful enticements. Padme was a big force in his life. The notion that he might be able to save her from harm and maybe eventually settle down with her and be married properly and indeed bring up the kids was a powerful one. And George wanted, and I think he came to that later, he wanted to add that into the whole Vader mix so that his journey would be seen as what it is really, a kind of tragedy.
It is a great tragedy. Great question. Yes, thank you so much. And where is Mark?
When he started doing the Emperor, I ran where there's no windows.
Where are you, Mark?
I'm over here. Way over here. You see me?
Oh, I see you now.
Yes.
He's up over here, everybody.
Yes.
You see him?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm over here with, he's is Kevin from New York. Kevin from New York, what's your question?
Okay, Kim.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
It might be a silly question, but have you had the opportunity to see any of the robot chicken Star Wars? And the spoof that they do on the Emperor and his frustration with Vader is hysterical, and I just want to know if you got to see that.
I have. I saw some clips of it when I was.
You know what? I think I can help you out. Do we have something we can play? Okay, this is a little
Give me that, Alfonso. I haven't had time to get it cut, and my hair is... Wow! Don't worry, we will have you looking perfect, sir. Look at you! You look crazy! Well, let's get started. How is the Empire coming along? Last time you were very excited about your Death Star. Let's just say we're already building another one.
Uh-oh!
Yeah, with Vader on it. I was just saying his name stresses my ass. Yeah. You lost them? I can't hold your hand anymore, Vader. A hand I gave you, I might add. No, shut up! I can put you on hold. I just want to throw myself in a hot bath and cry.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that before. That's clearly the way to play it.
I love the hair, right?
Yeah, the hair's great.
Oh, okay. Elliot, are you out there?
Yes, I have Lowell from Orange.
Okay, Lowell, what you got?
You want this, don't you? I just wanted to say you're one of my favorite characters in all the Star Wars movies, and you're dead, even though a dark man you are, an evil man you are, a great actor you are. So anyways, in Revenge of the Sith, Anakin was, okay, so Emperor Palpatine told Anakin that if he turned to the dark side, he could save his wife Padme from dying.
In case you didn't know this, I don't know if you did.
But Padme dies because she lost the will to live. But there's a theory going on that the Emperor killed Padme using the Force, and that's, to make Anakin even more evil, make him more angry. Like when Darth Vader shouts, "No!" The Emperor's smiling in the back like, "Yes, I got this."
So was that part of the plan, you think, with the Emperor?
I don't know. And if George were here, he might say the same thing. But one of the things about these films, and about any good, actually, story or dramatic entertainment, is that it leaves many questions open. Not too many, so you get irritated, because you want some reward for your concentration and so on. But I think that's one of the ones that he might have left open. And of course, the whole way that he was born, Vader, Anakin, is a question. We'll get lots of chat about midichlorians, which are again in the news, I see. But George would not be pressed on that. But I suppose, without being blasphemous, it is possible for a woman to conceive of a child without necessarily having a relationship with a man. And we know, of course, that's fortunately possible for a lot of people who are these days not able to conceive. So these kind of complicated questions are in the air. But if George were here, he wouldn't be answering any of them.
He would have none of that. Yes, the midichlorians were so powerful, they created the being within themselves. I know that's one of the other ones as well. Okay, so let's see. We got Mark right over there. What do you got, Mark?
I have Tom from Nebraska.
Tom! Come on, stand up, Tom. Ask your question here.
Yes. One of the greatest Legends book is Darth Plagueis. I was wondering how much direction from George you got on what your master was, and did that play a part? And if you've read the novel, is that who you envisioned?
Yeah, I have looked at the novels, and George gave me no help whatsoever. That was all part of that Friday. Hayden and I didn't even get to do the lines. It was so fast. But as I say, it ended up all right. And on the side of when the camera was on Hayden, that was the following Monday, because he finally had to call a halt because Anthony Daniels was getting very impatient with his campaign.
I think if I remember correctly, Anthony kind of came in and crashed our interview last time.
Very rude, yes.
Now-
We haven't spoken since.
I will be interviewing him here tomorrow.
Okay.
So if you happen to be wandering the halls looking for something to do, you
I can come in and
get some revenge.
and disrupt it.
And that would be fun, yes. Ask a question, right? Yeah, I think fair game, yeah. Elliot, where are you, Elliot?
Still same spot. I had Joshua from Pasadena.
All right.
Alright, so this is a bit of a different question. I met James this morning with the people who are overnight. So I want to ask Ian, even though the book is his, since you play a more powerful character, can I have that book? The one that you read from?
The book.
No.
No. That's my book. Oh, hey, you know what else I got? I don't know if we can see this. I don't think you've seen this. You're on my shoes. Now, I got an artist, Joe Hogan, very talented artist. And Joe Hogan painted these, and so I have two different versions of the Emperor on my shoes.
That's extraordinary.
I don't know if we can, maybe we can get on.
Go on.
And so here's where being the host has its privileges. Could I possibly ask you to
He wants me to sign his shoe.
sign my shoe?
I'm not signing the inside.
Oh. So what about right there? What do you think? Is this the most awkward?
Asking me to kneel and shine
No,
your sign.
no, I would never.
Shine your shoes.
I would never do that.
No,
Here, I'll put it
that's-
right here.
well, in that case, I'll have to put the microphone
Okay,
down.
here,
So
let's-
this is going to be a silent signing.
And here's a shot for you all right now. How's it go? Here you go, sir. What a champ. See, the Emperor. Oh, he's got quite good penmanship. I've hosted these events so often. Oh, you want the other? Oh, fine. He's going to offer.
What's the other
What
one?
am I going to say? What am I going to say? And this one, he's Palpatine on one. And, this is, wow. Oh, you're writing a little message. He's putting, okay, the Emperor. Look at this. He's like, and under his breath, he's like, James, never again. Never again. That was very, wasn't that?
You see, because I play such an unpleasant swine, I feel I have to overcompensate by being too nice every now and again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Emperor. All right, two more questions we have time for. Where is Mark? Up there. Okay, Mark.
I'm up here with Brian. Brian, what's your question?
Hi, Ian, I just want to say thank you for being here. This is incredible. I'm here with my son. It's our first time at a celebration. This is the highlight so far.
So thank you. It's great to be here. I've never been to this area before. Amazingly enough, I've never been to Los Angeles.
Now,
All of those movies were shot elsewhere, so I needed an excuse, so this is a very nice one.
So my question is, since you filmed Jedi before the prequels, obviously, your character had kind of a Dorian Gray experience. Can you tell us a story as an actor, how that worked out for you?
Well, I played people older than myself before, as I told you, playing that Howard Hughes character from Sam Shepard's play, which incidentally, it just come into my mind, was called Seduced.
Wow.
So I'd been used to sort of, aging myself. But there I was, 37 or 38, playing, and I said, by the way, George, how old is this guy? He went, I don't know, about 120. That was really helpful, so I immediately researched 120-year-old people, and that didn't go too well.
Oh.
But I was 37 playing 120, and I thought, well, that's the end of it. I've been confined to galactic hell, and where I remain, yes, no question. And then, of course, I got almost a repeat of the nose call many years later. But the casting director phoned me up and said, George is in town, he'd like to say hello. Okay. So I went along to the hotel that George was staying, and it was great to see him. I hadn't seen him since that last day when I was confined to hell. And so it was touching. He said, no, you were confined to hell. You're still there, don't worry. But we're going back in time. And so it'd be very interesting to see how Palpatine, dissolved into that terrible creature. And he said, okay, well, sorry, I'm being rude. What would you like to drink? I said, well, I just thought, I'll have a water. Okay. So I had the water. And then he said, I just have one question. Okay. I thought this would be testing. He said, do you know anyone who wants to play an emperor? I said, I think I do. And he said, okay, you can give the water back. And that was the end of that interview. But he didn't tell me that I was Darth Sidious. Why would he? He talked about this other character who I thought, that sounds much more interesting than Senator Palpatine. But it wasn't until I got the script, you know, and I had promised, you know, against my life that I wouldn't tell anybody, that I realized there was two people. And quite a few people on the set didn't know either. Liam Neeson was furious at the premiere in London. He said, you didn't tell me you were that guy. You didn't tell me you were that guy, Ian. I said, I'm sorry, I wasn't allowed to, but I don't think he's ever forgiven me.
No, and Jake Lloyd, I remember we talked to Jake Lloyd at Star Wars Weekends, and he said, oh, I loved Ian, it was so nice, he was such a nice guy. And then he found out, and he was like afraid of you.
He's been very strange to me ever since.
He was, you know, because he was a young boy at that time.
He was.
He felt betrayed by this character.
Yeah.
So, oh man. Well, and so as an actor though, that's a great challenge and a lot of fun, I would imagine.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I sort of interrupted myself. And it was fascinating to go back in time. And by this time, which is also why I got the part, you know, I think he thought I'd done all right as the Emperor. But ordinarily in these situations, you'd cast a younger actor. But because he'd already cast an actor who was too young, but okay, we hope, to play the old guy, I was exactly the right age then.
Yeah.
In fact, slightly older, I think. To play Palpatine and then to grow, as it were, into the movie. So I got lucky twice.
I think we got lucky. We have time for one last question. Elliot, who do you have?
This is Daniel from Valencia.
Thank you. It's an honor to be able to ask you this question, sir. I'm an admirer of your work. I just wanted to ask you, what is the most impactful experience you have had as a part of your whole association with Star Wars from 1983 till today?
It's hard to say, because it's, you know, it's true of everyone who's in Star Wars, I think. I guess it wasn't for Carrie and Mark in the early days, because they didn't know, they knew what they were in, but of course they had no idea what it was going to become. And when you're invited to be part of this extraordinary series of films, which started so much, and went further and further as digital technology allowed it to go. That in itself is an amazing experience. And it sounds a little bit naive, but I still can't quite believe that I was the person who went through it all. And at the time I was doing 1 and 2, I was also running a theatre. So I would, I took a little break, but it coincided with my break to do Clones. And episode 1 of Phantom Menace I did up the road, you know, while working in the evenings on stage. So it was a very, in some ways, a straightforward way of living your life. And in other ways, it was stratospherically different.
Wonderful, and it's been wonderful, hasn't it, experiencing this character with this genius actor. I don't know if you remember, but the last time we wrapped up the show with a thing we call a phony photo memory. And we had you into Star Wars phony photo memory. Phony photo memory. I don't know if you remember. So you know, you get lots of pictures of us just talking, so we came up with one, and you were shocking me, and I was all, and then people took it and photoshopped it. Look at what happened there. That was the last time we were on stage together.
I'm sorry about that. But you're looking very well.
I'm doing okay now.
Yeah, because the operation was successful.
So I don't know how we one-up that, but maybe we can do the little thing I like to do with Warwick Davis. We'll do some Vadering. So you stand, and you all, this is timing, okay? So what you're going to do is you can just do an Emperor, just a simple, you know, because
I do it with one hand.
Just one hand, and I'm going to jump.
Oh.
And when I jump, I'll count to 3. You all snap your pictures, and then you'll get me in the air as though the Emperor is just trashing.
Lifting you.
Right? Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Did you get it? One more? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Better. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Ian Mcdiramid.
Mira.